Hello everyone and welcome to another StarCraft 2 commentary with EXO, and it's December 26th, it's the second day of Christmas. Actually it's already December 27th, so I hope everyone has had a real great time for Christmas. Most of you have not gone to work these few days, and for the ones who have, well, I hope that your bosses haven't been too harsh on you, and you could still enjoy Christmas with your friends and your family. And I'm glad to see actually a lot of people were checking out that Idra video I did on Christmas on Christmas Eve. Actually, it ended up getting uploaded on December 25th. So yeah, I'm great to see that you guys are checking out StarCraft content during Christmas. I guess it is your favorite game, and I'm glad it is. I'm glad the StarCraft community is so in tune with what's happening all over the place, even though the holidays are upon us. So I decided to find a game that is well, some people told me, actually a lot of games like Cast are recommended by a lot of players, and I just checked those out. But this one, when I checked the duration, I was like, okay, this is probably QXC, and yeah, I checked the name afterwards and it was QXC. So I'm actually real glad to have so many replays of QXC, because he's really a good player, and tons of things for you guys to learn from watching QXC play. And it also proves the fact that well, lots of players don't want to release replays of themselves playing ladder or practice matches or anything like that, because they don't like other people being able to study their replays and so forth. But QXC really isn't one of those guys, and he's really chill, and he really has no issues in releasing his replay. So gotta thank QXC for that one, for making so many replays available to the widespread public, so that we can all see and enjoy great games, and so that I can cast those games for you guys over here. So gonna take a look at the game right now, what's been happening so far. Nothing too spectacular, just straight up supply into barracks, into gas, creating this, we can see QXC that decided not to wall off at the choke over here. Actually, it is a pretty much widespread choice when it comes to Terrans facing Protoss, because you don't really have to wall off. It's more of a Zergling anti-Zergling wall that you put up here, but when you're facing Protoss, you don't really care that much. And this probe has actually been around in QXC's base for quite some time now, and this two Marines out right now already, and they managed to take it out before it gets more scouting information. It didn't see this factory getting laid down. I'm pretty sure he did not. Okay, and sorry about that one. I actually forgot to introduce our second player, and you have to excuse me, but it's like 1 AM and I'm a bit tired, and just wanted to state those first few things at the beginning of the video. So it's going to be VT Whiplash spawning as the yellow Protoss at the 12 o'clock position, and yes, indeed, it is QXC spawning as the purple Terran at the 6 o'clock position. So now that we got that out of the way, we're going to check out what these players are going to be doing. And it is Lost Temple, so let's see. It doesn't look like the Protoss is going for a fast expand. Actually, both players are going for this this sort of technique where they wall off their first, let's say, distance between the one extractor and the one geyser and their main building, the Nexus or the command center. That's just really good. Like I said at the beginning, you don't need to wall off right here necessarily. You just create this one, and then this becomes a pretty narrow choke where, for instance, units won't be able to come in and get us around on all your SCVs, and your SCVs can actually tank quite a bit of damage, do some damage in return. And here we have QXC actually going for fast expansion. So at first I thought that maybe he'd be going for a 1-1-1 opening, as in a barracks into factory into starport, but actually it doesn't look like that is going to happen. And by the way, yeah, this supply depot has been planted over here so he can get vision of this side of the base, so that he doesn't have any sort of war prism harassment over here. As we all know, war prism can make its way somewhere over here, get deployed, and then you can warp in units on this side of the base if you don't scout it out. And we can see Whiplash doing pretty much the same thing, being careful about drops on this side of the base. Probably should do something, plan a pylon over here as well, but in the meantime, seems like he has been planning down a starport. And I'm quite surprised to see that he's not getting a Void Ray out first. Now this is quite interesting. The thing is, Phoenix is very fast, it's cheap, and it can offer a lot of insight on what your enemy is doing, because it is so fast. You can just scout around with it and really not have many issues. Find out everything that you need to know about what your enemy is doing. So indeed, that Phoenix is making its way over here. We can also see the Protoss has gone for an expansion as well. So for now, it seems like both players are getting ready to macro up, getting their expansion set up, and preparing to start producing a lot of units from their unit producing structures. And we see a starport on the way, almost done over here for QXC and a robotics facility. It is done right now for Whiplash, and let's see if this is gonna be a, let's say, pretty much standard Gateway plus Colossus game. We see a lot of it going on in ladder these days, but it can be something else as well. I mean, I'm curious to see if he's going to make additional use of this Stargate right here. It looks like only one Phoenix came out, and that is a pretty big investment to make. To get a Stargate and just get a Phoenix out. You're better off. I mean, if you don't intend on pursuing Stargate play with like Voiders or Mass Phoenix or anything like that, you're better off with just getting the robotics facility and getting your observer out and scouting with the observer instead of the Phoenix. So yep, seems like both players are saturating their natural expansions right now, and this dual orbital command is going to kick in pretty soon. Actually, we can already see pretty much 200, 300 mineral income advantage for QXC over there, because just because of those mules. Actually, he's down about 2-3 harvesters, and he still is ahead in income mineral-wise because of those mules. So mules being put to very good use because of these two orbital commands, which is, by the way, what you guys all should do. I highly suggest to everyone who plays Terran that you don't get a planetary fortress at your natural. It is still easy to defend, it's close by, and those mules are going to help you much more than the planetary fortress would in when it comes to defending your natural, because you won't have that much difficulty moving from your main to your natural. So yeah, but when you get something isolated like over here, or in a different main, like in a different main base like this one for instance, yeah, you can go ahead and get a planetary fortress over there. It is harder to defend and so forth. But yeah, looking at the game again, I see QXC going for some upgrades over here. So yeah, indeed, infantry weapons level 1 is on the way, and Raven is out already. So he's being very careful. He doesn't want any funny action with DTs or anything like that. Also got siege mode and a few siege tanks out, entrenching his position over here at his choke, and probably gonna decide and place these tanks somewhere over here as well. And also extended thermal lance is on the way. It is getting, no, it's not getting chrono boosted yet, but also some Colossus is on the way right now. And by the way, for people who think that I'm like, I've seen some comments on my channel about some stuff. I'm just gonna make a short parenthesis here. I don't really miss that much of the action. It's just that, I mean, I know that Robotics Bay is on the way and Colossus are gonna make their way into the game and stuff like that, but I choose to talk about other things as well in my cast, not just blatantly state the obvious. A lot of people will watch the production tab as I keep it up, and if I do not say something, they're most likely going to notice it anyway. So yeah, it's not that I'm missing it, it's just that I don't want it to be a boring cast where I just state the obvious and what you guys can see anyway. But yeah, here we have QXC moving across the map and is setting up a perimeter over here close to the Protoss base, sieging up his tanks, and that's a lot of Marines. And they're going to take a look at the unit counting station. 27 Marines, 8 tanks, against 8 Zealots, 8 Stalkers, 3 Phoenix, 1 Colossus, and 1 Immortal, and 4 Sentries. So a lot of diversity in the Protoss army. Now this is really great, especially if you make good use of those force fields, but when you have a perimeter of tanks set up like this, it is quite hard to get in there, especially if you don't have charge lots. And I'm curious, there we go, the Twilight Council. I was just gonna wonder, is he going to put up a Twilight Council up? Indeed, it is on the way, and most likely gonna get Blink or Charge, most likely Charge. And here we go, he wants to move in here. I'm not sure if it's the smartest decision. Oh, great play with the Phoenix, lifting up 2 tanks. Obviously, those tanks are not gonna be able to fire as they are lifted up, but a PDD did get thrown down over there, absorbing some fire from the Stalkers, and looks like the Protoss is actually going to be able to clear this out because of those Phoenix offering a lot of help in that battle. So looks like USC is going to have to move back. This medevac is also going to get taken out as it tries to transit back to its base. There we go, indeed. So good play from Whiplash over there. Very confident push, not letting QXC throw up the contain over here. Actually, what happens a lot if you do let the Terran pull this off is the fact that you're going to get some turrets thrown up here and bunkers, and it's going to be a lot harder to actually break that contain. So the Protoss decided to actually just go for an army trade and just get rid of the contain so he doesn't have to worry about it, not complicate himself too much. And like I said, there we go. The Zealot charge is on the way, getting chrono boosted as well. This research actually takes quite a lot of time, and I'm curious to see if we're going to see Blink as well. Might see Blink since he has 6 gateways, which means a lot of gateway units and obviously all the Stalkers will make their way out of there as well. Now we see both players actually going for the gold expansion roughly at the same time. Perhaps the Protoss going for it a little bit later, since he just took those rocks down and had to deal with that contain that QXC was putting up in front of his base. But QXC is looking quite good right now because he's just sieging up his tanks over here, and like I said, he's entrenching his position, and instead of doing it here at the contain he tried to pull off, he's doing it at the intersection of his natural pathway to the gold pathway. So it's going to be real hard for the Protoss to actually break through this, and I'm actually curious to see if he's going to try. I don't think so. I think he sees that this is quite hard to pull off, so he is backing off. But taking a look at what's getting produced right here, seems like some Immortals, some Colossus are coming out, and I'm quite surprised to see. Oh, there we go. Indeed, so there are 2 robotics facilities out. I thought it was just 1. Quite surprised to see that, as he's also getting his 3rd base up, so quite a lot of money available. He can get a second robotics facility easily. And taking a look at what QXC is doing, he already has weapons upgrade level 1. I think he was slacking a little bit with the armor upgrade right there. Level 1 weapons probably finished a while ago. Also, we can see an armory. And here we go, armory getting thrown up, and a second engineering base, so most likely he's going to be going for double upgrades right now. Let's see if it is going to kick in, but no, we have to wait for the armory to finish. As we all know, the level 2 upgrades for infantry cannot be researched without an armory. So QXC actually going for another command center. Wow, and this is I mean, from all the games I've seen with QXC, I'm pretty accustomed to this. He likes to expand a lot. He likes to macro up. He likes to just throw up a lot of unit producing structures and yeah, make a big army that he can sustain and recreate it in case he does lose it, and just go for a big macro push. And yeah, all the units he loses, he just instantly replenishes because he has so much money and so many structures to produce off of. And whoa, another command center. QXC's is really outdoing himself over here, because probably this command center is going to be placed here, and this one is going to be landed over here, and most likely both of them are going to turn into planetary fortresses. In the meantime, Whiplash has put up a Templar Archives over here and is researching Psystorm, and maybe think about chrono boosting that Psystorm as well. Now QXC looks like he's moving across with 6 Vikings and pretty significant drop force over here of Marauders. I think he's going to just try and snipe this out, but it is probably going to get cancelled. Actually, what I like to do in these cases is actually wait for the base to be finished. Let's see if it does get cancelled. No, it does not, actually. I don't believe it was cancelled. And you gotta be careful though. Those Vikings can get a few shots off at the Colossus, and let's see, 1 Colossus does go down. He does lose only 1 Viking, which is really great. 1 Viking really isn't all that much, and looks like Whiplash is planting down some pylons over here, because this is actually very smart, because you can just warp in units when you want, all over the place, and actually wouldn't be surprised if he'd be putting down some proxy pylons over here maybe so he can. I don't think. I mean, if you just throw up pylons all over the map like that, it's pretty hard for your opponent to take care of all of them. So you're gonna be able to warp units in most locations if you do that, unless you want to go for a warp prism, in which case you can just move the warp prism well you like to be able to warp in units. And actually gonna pause the game just for a little second because there's so much stuff going on here, and Blink is on the way, and Kadarian Amulet is on the way, so energy upgrade for the High Templar. And I'm going to take a look at the Uni Canning Station. 3 High Templar out only right now. A lot of more